Hi, I'm Brickroad, and the LP series that I wanted to premiere today isn't completely recorded yet, unfortunately, so I had to do something quick and dirty to put up on the channel, something that wouldn't take me more than, I don't know, maybe an hour or two to complete, or 4 hours or 9 hours, or however it ends up long taking. So I asked my Discord channel, I'm like, hey, Nintendo just put out this thing where you've got a bunch of SNES games, like, which one is a good fit for the channel? Which one do you guys want to see me play through that won't take too long? And they said Super Mario World. And they said it's because you don't play enough Mario games on the channel. And, I played Mario 64 this year. It was my 100th Let's Play series. Kind of a big deal on the channel. I made a big fuss about it. And, I did some Mario Maker. That was just a couple weeks ago. But apparently my Discord channel didn't watch any of that. They wanted to see me play some Mario. So, yeah, let's just go through Mario World. Why not? On the Switch's online store. And I do want to just put out some commentary about this online store. I don't understand why it's in the state that it's in. I've felt that Nintendo has kind of mismanaged its virtual console content ever since the Wii, but this is kind of a smattering of an SNES launch service, is it? I mean, this is it. This is all they put out there. You're missing all of the Monkey Dang countries. You're missing all of the Final Fantasies. I've got my SNES games on my shelf, and this is just a very incomplete selection. And this might be the strangest game on the list, Breath of Fire here, because I don't actually know who has the rights to Breath of Fire to publish it. Back in the 90s, it was developed by Capcom, but at the time they weren't very, and I guess they still aren't, but they weren't very experienced in marketing and publishing RPG series. So when they developed their JRPG series, kind of their answer to Final Fantasy and Phantasy Star and all those other games that were coming out, they actually turned over the publishing and I think the translation to Squaresoft, who at the time was best known for publishing Final Fantasy games and the Secret of Mana titles and this sort of thing. So either, I don't really know who has the publishing rights to this version of this game at this time, but either Squaresoft has it, in which case, why put Breath of Fire on the launch of this service and not Final Fantasy II, Final Fantasy III, Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger, Secret of Evermore? Yeah, I put Secret of Evermore in that list. Sue me. But if Capcom has the rights to it, there's a couple other Capcom titles. We got Demon's Crest, we got Ghouls and Ghosts here, but these are the 3 Capcom games you're putting out, huh? Not Mega Man, not Street Fighter? I don't know. I'm assuming that they're going to be expanding on this selection over time, and we'll just have to see where it goes. But for the time being, yeah, it struck me as very, very strange. One of the options for display in this kind of Switch emulator is called Pixel Perfect, which is what I picked, so I got a nice square game here. It does mean I've got some stuff on the side, just some gray dots and whatnot. We're going to do 96 star of Super Mario World, because why would you do anything less playing Super Mario World? And this is actually a game that I've kind of been on my docket for a long time, believe it or not. I know I've been saying that a lot about a lot of games recently, but it's just this year I've actually been getting to a lot of games that have just been on my docket for a long time. I've got one more in the pipeline. Actually, one of the reasons that I have to do hey, let's do a quick and dirty Let's Play that shouldn't take more than a couple hours. One of the reasons for that is because I've got another series in the pipeline that I want to put out that's going to take a very, very long time to get recorded. And I've been, actually that's true about 2 games I'm playing right now. I don't like talking about games that are coming out on the channel in the future, because if they don't come out, then people just ask me endlessly when they're coming out, and, Super Mario World, though. You can't just hold the shell and damage those nerds. Too bad. I'm so used to the Mario Maker physics that playing Mario World is a little weird. That's a very common function of people who go back and forth between the 2 games a lot. A lot of various streamers who do Mario Maker content and Super Mario World content. Usually Super Mario World, like ROM hacks and things. But you can tell when they've been playing one for too long and they switch to the other. And that's kind of the situation that I'm in now. But this is one of the good old games of my childhood. And what I wanted to do for the channel, I don't know, a year or 2 ago, I put up on my website that nobody visits or knows about. Can I hit this P-switch, please? There we go. I put up on my website just a page with all of my Let's Play series on it, and links to all the playlists. So just clear, because YouTube's kind of search functionality leaves a bit wanting. There's not a way to just show every playlist I've ever made on one page that loads really quickly. So I did that on my own website. And it's always a little bit out of date. It's always like a series or two out of date. But I've been pretty good about keeping it up. And when I put that up, one of my dudes was like, hey, you've got your Let's Play series kind of sectioned off by franchise. Like, you got all the Castlevanias here, you got all the Mega Mans here, you got all the Final Fantasies over here. But the only Mario games you've ever played on your channel have been SMBX homebrew, like, ROM hack games. Because you did Talking Time Bros, and you did RMN Bros. That's the only Mario that's on your channel. It's so weird that you've been making video game Let's Plays. I should have kicked that shell and got the one-up, I think. Anyway. Yeah, you've been doing this for 10 years and you still haven't done, like, a main Mario game. And when he said that, I planned to do... I have an SNES ROM that I'm not sure this particular game ever came out in my territory, because I only have ever seen a cartridge of it, like, in the wild. But apparently they released a cartridge that was Super Mario All-Stars and Super Mario Worlds on the same cartridge. So 4 Mario games, all on one cartridge, and I'm like, you know what, I can do that. That'll be a good Let's Play to go through all 4 of these games. And I just hadn't gotten around to it yet. I just hadn't... There's been so many other games that I've wanted to put out first, and Patreon obligations, which, not for nothing, but I haven't done a Patreon series since earlier this year. I've had kind of a dearth. If anybody's got $50 and wants a series, you know, I've got an opening right now. Come at me, bro. So I was going to do the Mario series, 1, 2, 3, and World, back to back. Kind of the... I still might do Mario All-Stars at some point, but Mario World is a good thing to do right now when I need something to go up in a couple of days, and I know I can beat this game in just a couple of hours. But if you're going to do Mario World, you got to do 96 star. Honestly, I kind of wish, like I said, I wish that the Monkey Dang Country games were on the Switch Virtual Console thing, because I have even less Donkey Kong content on my YouTube channel. I had recorded and aborted Donkey Kong 94 series. That was many years ago now. I'm thinking like 2011 maybe, 2012. Many years ago now. And I don't remember why I didn't finish it now. There must have been a reason. Like the footage got corrupted. At the time I was making videos using software called Camtasia, which was screen recording software, and it had a very basic video editor. But it very frequently corrupted footage, especially if you recorded for more than maybe an hour or 2 at a time. In fact, that's pretty much what I like to record now. I like to record in 1-hour chunks or so. And that's probably why. I could probably get away with recording 6-7 hours at a stretch now if I really wanted to, but... yeah, I don't miss Camtasia at all. That was the first software that I don't know if I should finish this sentence. Screw it, whatever. It's the first software that, like, first... Oh, I thought that was a pipe I could go down, and it's not. So now Yoshi's gone. It was the first, like, really expensive software that I ever pirated. Shh! Don't tell the feds! What happened was I purchased Camtasia, I want to say 8 or 9, I forget what version it was now. And it wasn't like super expensive, but it wasn't like cheap either. Like, it was a major purchase. I want to say it was like $150, $180 or something like that. And at the time, remember, I wasn't making any money on my YouTube channel. This is back in 2011. No, this is earlier than that. This is 2010, 2011, somewhere around there. And I hadn't monetized my videos yet. At the time, nobody was really sure whether you could monetize gaming content like this. There was a lot of uncertainty about what you were allowed to monetize and what you couldn't, and YouTube was being very kind of hush-hush about everything. And also, at the time, I wouldn't have monetized my channel anyway. It was just a hobby. It was something I did for a couple hours a week. I didn't really put all that much effort into it. But I was not happy with the other screen recorders at the time, so I wanted, like, one... Camtasia was an all-in-one screen recorder and video editor. It could do everything I needed to do. I didn't need to do edits more complicated than just cuts in various places, so that's really all I needed it for. So you know what, like 150 or 180 or whatever it was, that's a good price for what I needed to do. So, and I almost kicked him. Oh, I did kick him. He's gone. He peaced out. He hit me in the face, and he decided to just nope off the platform. See you later, Larry, or Iggy, or whichever one that is. The only Koopalings I know by sight, probably Roy, Wendy, and Ludwig. I probably can... I have to think about the rest of them. So yeah, I used Camtasia for a couple of years, and then, like, it automatically... How did this go? I might be getting this wrong, because we're going back into the fog of memory, going back 7 or 8 years now. But, like, either I needed to reinstall it on my computer for some reason... Maybe I had to install it on a new computer? No, I didn't have a new computer. What happened? Anyway, I had to reinstall it for some reason, and I didn't have the download executable anymore. I still had my... I guess it's not technically a CD key. I guess it's a serial key, because I didn't install it from a CD, but... so I still had my serial for it and everything, but you could no longer just download the version of the software that I had. So I contacted Camtasia, and they're like, you know, you should really upgrade to Camtasia 11, or whatever it was at the time. It's the new version, and it's a lot better, and it has all these features. I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like paying you guys another $200, so... But something happened, and yikes, I almost got baseballed. See ya. Yeah, I don't remember what happened, but they wouldn't give me the executable for the old version I had. They said it was no longer available, and if I wanted to keep using the software, I would have to upgrade for $200 to the new version. So I was like, yeah, or I could just go online and go into google.com and type Camtasia version 9 torrent. And that's what I did, and I didn't feel bad about it, because I had tried to contact the company. Piracy is wrong. Kids, you shouldn't pirate software. You shouldn't steal things. Even though piracy and theft are two very distinct things. Anybody who says that piracy is stealing is probably a software developer that doesn't want you to pirate their stuff and wants you to feel guilty about it. But piracy and theft are two very different things, but they're both very wrong things, and you should not do it. Unless it's very convenient for you to do it. Like emulators. I don't know, I feel like piracy is going to be the only way we're going to be able to preserve the history of software. You know what I mean? Like, the companies that make the software... Adobe is terrible about this. Adobe... I don't think there is a way to get old versions of Photoshop anymore. I think you can either get their new subscription service, or you can... You know, you can bugger off, Sam. I think those are your options. One of these pipes is a pipe that I can pipe. But this is especially true of emulation. Like, game companies have no incentive to keep their old catalogs alive. As we've seen in just the beginning of this Let's Play series, Nintendo's like, we shall put out for the peoples a grouping of our old Super Famicom games. And it's like 6 games, and who knows if their catalog will ever be complete. And it's never going to be complete, because there's games that Nintendo doesn't have the rights to put on the service. Stuff like, you know what, a Capcom game that comes to mind? Like, if you list your top 5 Capcom games that should be on the SNES, it's going to be Mega Man X, Mega Man X2, Mega Man X3, Street Fighter 2, Tournament Edition, and Aladdin. Right? Like, that's correct, right? But they can't put out Aladdin. Nobody has the rights to that version of Aladdin anymore. Actually, I think Disney must have them. But they can't release them. Like, that's a game that's never going to be preserved, except that somebody had the presence of mind to dump the cartridge to a ROM. That's the only way that anybody gets to enjoy that game. I think the chances of Disney or anybody else preserving that game in any other form... And I know some of you are going, like, Brickroad, they're going to put out the Aladdin and Lion King collection for the Switch and other things. No, that's not the version of Aladdin I'm talking about. That's the Virgin developed version, which I did Let's Play earlier this year. They're two totally different games, two totally different Aladdins. So yeah, the only way that a lot of these games are going to get preserved is by somebody who dumps the ROM. Remember Bubble Bath Babes on the NES? Of course you don't. You've never heard of that unless you went onto ROM sites that were riddled with viri back in the day. Bubble Bath Babes is this weird porny game on the NES where it's like a puzzle thing. So back in the 90s, maybe the 80s too, but almost certainly the 90s. God, I don't know if I want to finish this sentence either. I'm going to get into trouble. Okay, so my brother and I, as young children, spent a lot of time in bars when we were young, when we were 8, 9 years old. And it's not because we were very young alcoholics. And it's not because my parents were very old alcoholics. They were, but that's not the reason why. It was because, at the time, one of our main babysitters was our aunt and uncle. And just a quick side note, my aunt was a delightful, I think, third generation Italian, like pure Italian, and she was one of the best cooks I've ever known in my life, and she was one of these cooks that was kind of, did I miss the secret exit here? I think I did. I think I missed out the secret exit in this level. Oh, this Let's Play is going to be really long if I can't remember where all the exits are. But yeah, I think I did miss a secret exit here somehow. I definitely want to find it, because this is the green switch, and once we have the green switch, we can go back to the previous level. Yeah, she was very secretive of many of her recipes. Some of them she shared, and her kids and stuff, but, like, you'd ask her, like, how do you make your chili or whatever, and she's like, it's mine. But at the same time, like, she was very critical of everyone else's cooking. My mother has a great story where she's like, I was making chili at home, as I was wont to do, and your Aunt Lynn came over, and she tasted the chili and said it was not spicy enough, and added a bunch of chili powder to it, and a bunch of spicy spices. Spicy spices. Yeah, this is why I'm in the entertainment business. I'm a communicator over here. It's gotta be one of these pipes, right? Like, it's gots to be? I was thinking it was this pipe here. But I can't get into that pipe here. Oh, we dead. No, I say you, we dead. Oh, we're not dead. We're still in this. Oh, this is yellow pipe. I'll bet. No? I'm lost then. I don't know where this secret exit is. I was thinking for sure it was in one of those pipes. But anyway, after my Aunt Lynn spiced my mom's chili, it was too spicy for anybody in our family to enjoy, and nobody was able to eat it. But my dear lady wife, before she was my dear lady wife, unfortunately my aunt died before Peanut and I were married, but she made a minestrone soup that my aunt tasted, and now I'm dead. Now I'm very dead. I could rewind this. There's a rewind feature in this emulator, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to have to keep playing this level until my memory comes back to me. But Peanut made a minestrone soup that my aunt loved so much, she asked her for the recipe. And to you, you might be thinking that's pretty common, Brickroad. Like, people ask for recipes all the time. Like, how is this a story? No, you don't understand. I had lived for 25 years, and I had never known my Aunt Lynn to ever ask anybody for any recipe. Like, as far as I know, this is the one and only time it ever happened in her 57 years on God's flat earth. And yeah, Peanut made a soup, and she liked the soup and wanted the recipe for the soup. It has... Do I need Yoshi, maybe? To eat that blue shell? It's really not this pipe. Oh, no. Oh, my 96-star exit is fading from my eyes now. I should have done a test play. And it's really not this. Oh, no, I know where it is. Hold on. We need to take this shell and bop it up there. That's the stuff. That's the ticket. Okay. See? I'm not crazy. Shoutouts to Half Frog Man for sponsoring this video. If you like the video and want to see more, please remember to tickle my thumb, leave a friendly comment, and ring my little bell.